In Final Fantasy VII Remake, that game which was released in 2021, when I first heard about it, when I first came across the game, for a moment I thought it was similar to the Final Fantasy remake in 2020. However, when I looked at it, I've never actually got the game, but I saw like the walkthrough. In that game it was just about a ninja warrior going to Sector 7 and collaborating with a few other joining forces, but just to collect materia at Shinra headquarters. And in the game it was much shorter than in Final Fantasy VII, the remake. What are my thoughts about it? In the game I did see that members of Avalanche, Barrett, Tifa, and the others, Biggs and Wedge, made a cameo appearance near 7th Heaven. That was all. So, what are my thoughts? Well, in the game, all I saw was a ninja warrior going for battle, going to sector slums, joining forces, and going to the Shinra building just to steal some materia. And in the end, when that ninja warrior Yuffie ran out of the building despite not having achieved anything much or potential. All she encountered was the Sector 7 collapsing when there was collapsing, which resulted in many casualties. So at that point, when that happened, her efforts were like in vain. Like nothing happened, like she didn't really have a part in the story. Yuffie, she didn't really have a part in the story, and her stepbrother was killed by some monsters. So, whereas in Final Fantasy VII, the remake, the one in 2020, at least the main characters, Barrett, Cloud, Tifa, and the rest of them had a major part in the story. As a lot was done in the story, there was a lot more detail and so far, and they didn't just fight against Shinra's forces, they also interrogated Dunk on about Sector 7 and what his men were up to. Why were they in Sector 7 in the first place? So in Final Fantasy VII, towards nearing to the middle end so far, they fought against Sephiroth. So the Intergrade of Final Fantasy VII, it was pointless, there wasn't much story, and the main characters, well, Yuffie didn't have much of a role in that game. That was it. Although, since it was in PS5, there were more advanced graphics compared to the other one in PS4. Well, that was about all in that Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. What are your thoughts about this whole Final Fantasy Intergrade? Well, I've just said what I have to say, and I just thought maybe they could have included it in Final Fantasy VII, the remake, instead of separating the two. Just saying. Done.